Hello, good evening. How are we doing? Good day, good afternoon, good morning. I have no idea what you're up to. What have you been up to? And I've got two versions of Provo open at the moment, so yeah, that's the thing. Right. I think. Oh. Okay, right. There we are. Right. Now it's connected. Yes. How are you doing? Wow, 84 people still on. That is a lot. Right. Let's see if Lugerson is around. And see if I have my jacket yet. My proper jacket, that is. Well. Keychain, aside key personal. What? Says keychain labels. Okay, that's the 3 master keys. I'll put those in there. I can put those in. Let's keep my spares in there. Spares, but never know when you may need such rags. Get rid of the hair. Oh, okay. Ooh. Right. See what's going on. I see what is going on. Ooh. Who do we have here? Turn it down a little bit. How are we doing? You well?
Fantastic. And yourself?
Yes, not too bad. Is this my my ship already?
I have no idea, sir. I just got here. Looking for the PLU has been a right pain in the ass. I thought you were near trade, and then you weren't. New Island, not near logistics. I've been running around for an hour.
Oh, blood net. No, yeah, no. We've always been here though. We've not moved, so there is that. But no, that is my ship actually.
Oh.
Although I did ask Master Stephanor for Friday. But yeah, seems to have done it quicker. No complaints.
There you are, sir. I believe that's yours.
What are you what are you after us for? What can we do for you?
I'm involved for a rather important conversation with you, sir, that holds a lot of weight to myself and a few fellow crew members, and it's quite a mouthful. But
Okay.
I do need to ask a few questions first, if you're prepared and are ready to hear me out, because it is a bit of a proposition.
Okay. Go on. Yep.
I'm not going to propose, sir. You don't need to.
I was going to say, it's like
nervous.
you say, at least take me for dinner first, you know.
No, I have a wife, actually. It's nice
well.
of you to offer. No. Do you plan on having a captain's house this time round, Commodore?
I don't know, because I was so busy last deployment setting up the PLU for the first time. I didn't have any time for a ship. I think I went out about a whole 5 times maybe. Other than the PLU jollies that we had, but certainly with the PLU, I'll be running it from that. And if if I can get out on the ship regularly and I feel that I can create a house, I shall. But otherwise, I'll just be running through the PLU, or if I've not got any PLU business, I'll just take out the brig, as you can see there, to just do general sales and whatnot. But I think I could do a house for the PLU as well. I think is an option. Also,
fantastically, that is sort of the perfect answer that I was requiring. And here is the rundown on the situation. Captain Sharp is not returning this deployment.
Oh, is he not?
No.
Oh,
I was
that's a
his
shame.
second in command.
Uh-huh.
And let me read you the letter here. Hold on a moment. I have both a personal letter he addressed to me and a letter that he addressed to the Secretary. Secretary Davenport, HMRN, Operations Department, Port of Proudshire. Dear Secretary, I hope this letter finds you well, although it bears news less auspicious than I would have hoped. Circumstances beyond my control have conspired to prevent my participation in the forthcoming deployment, despite my fervent desire to stand beside my comrades in the imminent maritime endeavour. I find myself regrettably confined to inshore duties. In light of my absence, I wholeheartedly recommend Isaac Lash as my replacement for this vital mission. Lash possesses the experience, skill, and unwavering dedication necessary to lead my crew to victory. He has proven himself time and again as a capable and fearless leader, and I have every confidence in his ability to steer the sharpshooters towards success. Please convey my heartfelt regrets to my fellow captains, officers, and crew. May the fleet sail forth with courage and determination. May our noble cause prevail against the challenges of the open sea. Though absent in body, my spirit remains steadfast in devotion to the king and country. I eagerly await the day when I can rejoin my comrades on the open sea. For king and country, Captain Ethan Sharp.
Hmm. Oh, that's disappointing. Yeah, certainly for multiple reasons. Okay, yeah, so can see your conundrum.
My conundrum solved, however, sir, by duty of your own opinion. My belief is that in a personal situation, he sent me a letter regarding that I'm to carry the torch for the sharpshooters crew in the house. He would like me to continue the sharpshooters house and continue the duties as permitted by him. And quite frankly, our crew wasn't known for being a rough crew. We were good at what we did. We were on the time. We were on the ball. We had frequent missions out, and we all got on bloody splendidly. And there is quite a few of us still left over. My problem with that is I'm not going to be promoted to captain for that matter. They're not going to fast track me through my officership, regardless of
No.
my ensign in previous deployment. That's just, I'm not naive. I'm smart enough to understand the situation at hand. So there's my conundrum. I've got to both manage to keep the sharpshooters house together. I've got to continue its duty. I've got to do my duty to Captain Sharp to see it through. And I've got to do all that whilst remaining my position. So here's my proposition, to cut the long story short and get rid of all the waffle. We could work together to achieve this, sir. I can bring you a house of people. You can bring the rank and your jurisdiction. I can run the crew like a well-oiled machine in the downtime when you need to stress about the PLU and focus your times there. And you can just come and take over the voyages when you've got the time to do so. It's less stress for you. It's less stress for me. I'm still progressing my officership, which by previous discussions, I dare say my ensignship will be reinstated by the end of the week, as will most of the midship mates, as it's just, teething problems of the new deployment. And it's everyone's a winner because you get to do the PLU. You're not so stressed. You have someone to rely on and a crew that already previously worked together in such a fantastic fashion. You've got nothing to worry about.
Okay, so how many crew have arrived so far?
So far, there is myself, Blackburn. I don't know her current rank because she was a cadet when they rejoined. A lot of them were. Mr. Mason, who was previously the master of the house, his wife Emma Mason, who was with us, Lasted, which was a landsmate, I do believe, at this current time, though these were all midshipmates and sailors last deployment. Lasted, Anderson, Stearman, who was an honorary member due to a tradesman mastery position. I believe a Lock, although I don't know if he's around. It has been rumored. I personally have not seen him myself.
Okay.
I believe one or two might still be returning, but there's no promises. So I believe that leaves about 7 at the moment confirmed.
Okay. Okay.
But
Yeah.
I
So
do believe the billet is 10 for just average sailors, and then there's a free officers. I've not been shown the billet, so I'm not too sure. But
no,
we're a large portion of the billet already resolved.
No, I've not seen any think in writing yet. So, but that's yes, is about correct. I think what you've said. Plus, senior ranks on top of the non-commissioned. I don't see an issue. Obviously, as Commodore, I'm obviously looking after the PLU is my main priority. Obviously have the billet there, but as a Commodore, I'm also what is a senior captain. So yes, I'm still a captain. So my primary role is to be a captain on the sea. Logerson, do you know him?
Aye, sir.
Ollie Logerson. Yep. So he's on the billet for the PLU. And as you know, he's a very good seafaring person, and
I certainly, sir.
he's
I've served with him a
obviously
bunch. He's a fantastic.
I can obviously have the advantage of combining the two for a ship, so to speak. Also have Mr. Man and a few other select individuals. So
I've
kind of
served
thinking
with
it could
Man
work.
as well. He's quite happy.
So yeah, I think we could probably sort something. Have you spoken to any of the ops secretaries or anyone?
Davenport. No, I explained my situation to Ferguson on the off chance. Davenport fell asleep, but I wanted to speak to you because I didn't want to go up to Davenport and be like, I know, because he's aware, he's got the letter, you know what I mean? He knows the problem that's at hand. I didn't want to bring him a solution that wasn't guaranteed. You know what I mean? I needed to speak to you first and get the go-ahead from yourself to say, here's my solution if you'll accept it.
Yeah. I don't see an issue with it. I think it would work for both, as you say. Obviously, as far as carrying the name of the sharpshooters, that won't happen, as far as I'm concerned, because I have the Bulldog. So you will be sailing under the Bulldog name. Obviously, I wouldn't want to take the sharpshooters anyway, because that was Captain Sharps, and that's been handed down to you as well. So that sticks with you to hopefully follow you on your route to captaincy. But obviously, once you get ensign, hopefully, potentially be promoted to lieutenant quite quickly. Then once you get to lieutenant, then you're pretty much a captain for the most part anyway. So if you're happy kind of on that side of things, then
no, of course, certainly. So I wasn't going to ask you to remove your own titles to perform for my own. I didn't expect that was to happen. I'm personally of the utmost belief that the name is not what makes the crew make the crew. And we will sail happily as Bulldogs and be quite representative. I mean, I'm going to have a meeting with them on Friday. I'm going to get all the old members of the crew together and explain the situation and offer them my, my solution here, as some of them I've already spoken to think it's not a bad idea. We will happily do that, but as long as they're together, sir. They operated fantastically together. We spent the last 2 deployments together, 5-point turn, 5-5, and not once did any crew squabbles occur. Without to fail, every journey we took out was he's not a part of the crew, I promise, but
it's a spy.
Without fail, yeah, certainly that one looks oddly French.
Oh god, it's a French spy. Good god, it's like a carry on. No, but
but yes, I with respect to trying not to make myself sound any worse than this proposition already possibly has. I could run a crew on my own, so I'm not.
Could you now? Okay, I'll make a note of.
I do believe that Sorry.
Carry on.
I do believe that I have the capabilities. I was an ensign last deployment, and with the ranks being reshuffled, I'm working again back on it. I completed my internship book last deployment just before it ended. The crew has respected me to an utmost degree that I'm beyond proud of, and I'm very thankful for, and they're duly serviced to me in such a way that I appreciate them. And so my priority will lie in just making sure that they all stick together. And I did believe that you as a captain would respect that. Well,
no, absolutely. That No, I salute the endeavours that you're going through to maintain that. And certainly, I've always all the way through my career, I've obviously made sure that I can support all levels where I can. And yes, there is certainly an opportunity for that. I'm not tied to a house. I do have the option for a house. Either a captain's house or through the PLU. Could I have basically full autonomy for the PLU, so I could go as far as saying your crew, your sharpshooters are the trusted PLU crew for the times I'm around. Plus, once you get your ensignship and above, it's ability to take the brigantine out, my brigantine out, or the PLU schooners, such like. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for you and also your crew as well to have some responsibility. And I do know from obviously experience the times I have sailed with Captain Sharp over the years, how he sailed his ship was quite similar to me anyway. But I know as well that there was never any bad words said about his crew either. So I certainly don't have any issues on trying to support the maintaining of the sharpshooters in some guys until opportunity presents itself to officially put that name on a ship.
Thank you graciously, sir, for your kind words. It does mean quite a bit. The only other possibly egregious failing of this discussion that could be quite
there's
unfortunate
more?
is the timing. Well, no, it's just the timing, sir. You've just woken up, and that's what worries me. Is that sort of your constant timing? Or
yes, well that is a problem, but there is opportunities. It's not about me taking the ship. If I like to be as open as possible with my timings and such, and generally I'm usually on a bit earlier than this. But if I know there's a crew ready to go on that voyage for 2 hours or so, 3 hours from this time, then that kind of works, because that's what I used to do as when I was a captain. Me and Sharp used to go at the same times and come back at the same time. So that's just where the PLU got involved last deployment. I didn't have the opportunity to do that because I was doing all the PLU and kind of busting or getting my balls busted by privateers. But so we got Logerson and it's selected others that are going to take that position. So I'll be more available. I think we could try it and see how it goes. But say if I'm not around, it doesn't stop you going on a ship with someone else. I can give you that captain position, that captain C, so it doesn't affect any other houses. I believe that's the
beauty of it, sir, is that once I get ensignship, I can take out the voyages just by your discretion. If we're issued a voyage, if you're okay with doing it, so we could even work out a system of what better nights are for each other, and I could do some, and you could do others, and whatever makes life easier for you to do with the PLU. Because by all means, if you're around Monday to Friday, do every night, perfect. But if you're not because of the PLU, then I can step up when necessary. I think that's
absolutely
beneficial.
And with the Logerson and Mann and the other individuals that we have planned to come in, they're attending, and it'll be a case of go visit these privateers, or we've had this intel to have a trusted crew, which is what we need on PLU business, because it's kind of an open intelligence operation, basically. We're not hiding behind names and stuff.
Delicate.
So no, absolutely.
You need a crew that's presentable to some degree, that knows how to banter with the privateers, but also not overstep their mark and sort of be a bit unfortunate or too on the other side and look down upon them. I know it's a bit, privateers can be a bit stickly in that regard. From my experience, you've got to approach them properly, and I believe that is quite an interesting endeavor, to say the least. I don't think we did anything to do with the privateers last deployment, but I think my crew would be rather interested in that, what I mean, going off and seeing and discussing and being a part of that and being, assisting the PLU in that regard. I do think that would be rather interesting. So yes, I'm more than I cannot tell you the stress this conversation has relieved.
No, it's no complete, but yeah, I completely understand with your concern of my my availability, whether I'm on duty or the shorter hours on that. But generally, on it's going to be around about this time. Yeah, it's I'm certainly sure we can either work something through me or the availability of other lieutenants until you get to that position. You can take that, and I think under circumstances, once I'm happy with the crew and the layout and what's happening, then I may be able to get authorization from the operations secretaries to allow you to take the brig if have PLU staff on board, i.e. Logason or Man or whoever, for specific PLU duties, so wherever that takes you on that side, so amongst other things. But yeah, you're not tied to a captain regardless. Even if you are in another captain's house, you can still sail with another captain if need be.
Of course. I look forward to getting my crew together in such a way to impress you, sir.
What I would suggest is once you do that, if you can get me a book just of the names and ranks and the times that you would be looking to kind of be available, just so I have that up front, and then if I see any operation secretaries this evening, I shall try and have a discreet word with them, just to give them a heads up of potentially what's afoot, just so they're not going to get any shocks, and if there's any issues, then
yes.
it can be addressed.
I was planning on going to see Davenport after this, and if he wasn't awake, I was going to go to sleep. So if I haven't seen him, then you might bump into him first.
No, absolutely. But yeah, no, I'll do what I can, and even if you bed you into another captain, if that works better for your crew, but there's certainly use for you. So
I've looked far. Sorry, sir. I've looked far and wide and thought long and hard on this situation for the last few hours, and after quite a lot of thought and discussion amongst the crew, I do believe that this is my best foot forward here with this situation, is by yourself and this duty. So I look forward to seeing if it comes to fruition.
No, I think it will. Even if it's not under my captain's house, and the crew is just available at certain times for PLU duty. So the main thing is to, if it even comes to it, if you can't find a captain to continue your training, I'm more than happy to take you on as my trainee, I suppose, for want of a better word, if you need that. So I'll support you to get to where you need to get to as quickly as possible. As long as you do the things you need to do, I'll give you that time that I do have, and recommendations where I can as well. So yeah, don't shy away, and yeah, we'll try and support you where we can.
Thank you kindly, sir. I shall let you continue on with your duties, and I shall go and find one of the secretaries. Thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate the kind words.
Yeah, no problem.
Good evening, sir.
Have a good day. Stand at ease, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Ready to swallow a flintlock pistol, sir?
Wonderful. I'll just walk this way then, if that's the case. Okay, spill the beans.
We may be getting moved to the other end of the dock. We are not allowed to build the new office.
We are not allowed to requisition the new office for 12 days. You must be present, apparently, for all builds the entire time.
Okay.
The only thing we can do is get docks and put in essentially a requisition for the...
With all due respect, sir, I'm not the harbor master. I'm not placing their fucking docks for them just so they can rip them back out and tell me they're not correct.
Are we allowed to take a poop?
No, sir.
Or do we need to get permission for that as well?
The exact minute the embargo lifts. So with your permission, I intend to place a table over there on the dock with a sign that says PLU, a box on it with all my papers, and I'm going to stand there the day the embargo lifts. Because if it's good enough for trade with a pile of gold, it's good enough for me with sensitive paperwork.
I will also state we are to use this building for opening day, and everything that was spoken to me by Secretary
hold on.
Davenport was said
But-
at about.
But what might happen before opening day, man? What might get placed right here in front of us, which means this building can't be there? Don't forget that part of the wonderful you told me earlier.
What's going here?
They may
The hairdressers?
I wish, sir, it'd be
the
easier.
Prison or the war docks may end up over
Well, the war docks are on the other side. Do you
Which
mean,
you mean that gets tore out?
extending the war docks.
Extending it, sir. Which would then mean I need to put in a siege wall right there in the middle of it, which cuts us down to
Oh, sorry, your voice
so they
is.
can park a trade.
Oh, go on, come
That's
on.
As well, I will say some of this information may be inaccurate. It was
Who did you
related
get it
to
off from?
me.
Who did you get it from?
Secretary Davenport and Lieutenant Balake.
Why has Lieutenant Blackie got anything to do with the PLU?
It wasn't necessarily to do with the PLU. I think he was with the secretary while they were looking at places on the island, and had been talking about things.
Right, okay.
Lieutenant Balake.
Yeah, okay. Just on that point, if you have any conversations about the PLU, it's with the High Command, any of the members of High Command, fine, but I don't want any lieutenant or captain or anyone, nothing to do with the PLU, to be part of those conversations. It's just too many mouths, too many ears, too many opinions thrown in.
Nice, sir.
It's just ridiculous. So that's from me to you. So if
Fine.
they come over, fine. If they're walking around, but they can wander off. I'm not going to start having all these individuals dragged in, especially when they're a lieutenant or below.
Yes, I will say they came down here and arrived on the docks. Well, myself and yeah, I'll get to that in a second. This was all related to me at about 4 a.m. by the Eastern Stars, so I may have
God.
misheard or misremembered some of this information.
No, that won't-
Sorry,
that's
sir,
we
my
tried
ears
to-
crashed for a
no
moment.
problem. Yep, carry on.
We attempted to find Secretary Davenport to just reiterate this information to pass it on, but he passed out, and it's a hard one. I don't think anybody's been able to reach the secretary since he passed out. So I don't know if perhaps his brain has run out of juice, if you catch my meaning,
Yeah.
or something else is going on.
But the bigger
Okay.
problem, sir, also is if we do move to that end and the captain's houses are up that hill, it runs back to the original problem we had, which is every sailor walking down is going to think it's a frat house to hang out with their privateer friends.
No, because we can just put a
Right
wall
there.
across that, and that's fine. To be honest, it's not an issue being down that end at all. You know, to be honest, I don't give a monkey's where we are down here. You know, it makes no difference. You know,
Well,
we
my
can.
suggestion, then, sir, is we get a wharf.
Let's have a walk down. Let's have a look.
When I say a wharf, I'll
Um,
show you what I mean, sir.
As well, we might have a landsmate assisting with the build, but that's because Logerson and I cannot build to save our lives, and the
Okay.
landsmate I have found is incredibly good at building.
Okay.
It's landsmate McConnor.
Okay.
My thought is, sir, they get one of those large wharf pieces that we use for parade and everything else, and we drop it right here over the dirt and all of it. And our
Yeah.
stairs will come down right here, and we're elevated, we're away from everything, area, and then no walls needed. They'd have to come up the stairs and through the gate. And at that point, I'll shoot them myself.
Sure. Yeah, I don't have an issue being down here at all. It makes no difference. You know, is there water? Yes. Can they dock here? Yes. Can we get a ship here? Yes. Can we defend it? Yes.
I
It's
think-
quite open,
Will we
secluded
be
down
moving
here.
next week? Yes.
I think the biggest issue that we're going to run into is there is more dirt and hills over here.
That's why I want the large wharf piece to drop on there. Well, and the fact we have a 12-day embargo before we're allowed to even request anything, but we're supposed to be up and running in 8.
No, well, I need to speak to the secretary direct. I don't. It may have been crosswires or misunderstandings or whatever, but you know, we don't need to have a big palace by any means. But you know, I'm sure I can negotiate, even if it means we go and collect the materials itself. You know, I don't see what
Yes.
you know.
Well, like I
There's
said,
there's
sir,
ways
they
and
wanna hand
means.
me
You
the
know.
books
Oh,
for it.
and
If they'll give me the books,
good
I will
news-
harvest all the material
Yep.
myself off the hillside because they,
yes,
They fixed the issue. The arborists of the Navy have fixed it. I'll personally hand harvest
Yes.
everything, build the building myself, and not even look at the warehouse once. They just
Okay.
need to hand me the books.
But
Sorry.
yeah,
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. What can I do for you?
Landsmate?
Oh. I can't hear him. Can anyone else hear him?
Oh, I
He's
can.
looking for the Plu, sir. We can hear him. You found it. Sailor Logerson, Sailor Man.
Reset me.
Hello. Yes, I was looking for the
Oh,
clue
can
because
hear you now.
I was considering joining. As just became a landsmate last night, and considering my career choices, and Plu was near the top of my list.
Ah, any particular reason? What do you know about the
I
Plu?
just, I just like. I really joined the Navy to be sort of diplomat, outreach, that sort of thing. And from my understanding, the Plu is is pretty instrumental in that sort of thing.
Okay, and what 3 qualities do you think you have for the for that type of work? Do you think?
Oh, well, my ability to talk to people and my inevitable, not my inevitable, not the right word for that. My charm, I think, is something good for that. And I know yes, well, thank you very much. And well, I guess just my overall outlook on wanting to make sure that the citizens and denizens of this world are protected by the Royal Navy and the privateers.
How are you at sales?
How am I at sales? Well, I most of my experience with sales comes from mutes. I have worked sales before, but it's not something I've done a lot because well, that's not true because I did, I guess, sail my own sloop myself with no crew members.
Sales. Sell me. Here, I'll make it. Landsman, what's your last name?
Oh, Davies, sir. Giles Davies, charmed.
Wonderful. Landsman Davies, I'm a pirate you met on the sea. We're having a polite conversation. We didn't, no cannonballs were exchanged. You work for the PLU. Your job is to convert pirates to privateers, bring them under the king's law again. You have 30 seconds. Why would I want to come work for the king when I have all this freedom? Sell me on it. Give me your best sales pitch. Go for it.
As a pirate...
That's harsh.
Oh, sorry. As a pirate, you do not have the full access to everything you get is